What's going on, Show Nation? It's Movie with Movie Gaming TV, and in today's video, we are going to talk about the patch 1.1 notes. I apologize for the late night notification, but this is huge news. I wanted to get this video out to you guys as soon as possible. And first, before we get into the notes, I want to shout out MLB The Show for the patch 1.10 notes and the 1.11 notes. I really like how they're doing it with these in-depth breakdowns about just telling us all these details. I think as fans of the game and the community, we like this. I talked to Ramon about this, I think last year. Just being more transparent about this kind of stuff is it's always going to be a win. So I really appreciate that. If you guys are watching this at MLB The Show, watching this video, I really appreciate that. So let's get into the 1.1 highlights. It says good PCI placement is rewarded more. Specifically, the left-right placement of the PCI is more important now for hit types. Above the PCI will still be a fly ball, and below the PCI will still be a ground ball. But lining up the PCI accurately left and right, expand the cutoff between a fly ball or a pop-up more than before. This bonus mainly affects balls directly above or below the center of the PCI. Likewise, it will be much harder to generate a line drive on the extreme left or extreme right of the PCI. We're going to have to see how this is implemented, but this is definitely what people are asking for. And that's what, even if the patch doesn't fix it perfectly, I like that they're taking the problems that people are having, they're listening to the feedback, and they're at least trying to implement solutions. This is a huge step. This is big time stuff for them. I hope it works, but I'm very happy about it. Let's get more into it. This is a global change for MLB The Show 18. It impacts both offline and online gameplay and all modes of play. This fix addresses hit type generation when the PCI is placed well, ball being near the center. Prior to the patch, balls directly above and below the PCI by a small distance were generating weaker than solid hits. With patch 1.11, you are guaranteed good hit type generation when the PCI is centered approximately on the ball. You will see fewer solid hits to the extreme left or right edges of the PCI. For an average skilled user, the bonuses should now balance out with the penalties, but a more skilled user will see an increase in offense. The previous PCI diagram that we showed during the gameplay stream is now modified with a greater emphasis on the center. Batter and pitcher attributes along with the user's input are still the most important factors. Also remember that a good hit type results do not guarantee success. You can hit the ball hard and still line out. This is a change that will better separate player skill and better match user inputs with game results. See example below. So it really sounds like they're going back to sort of an MLB 16 approach, which is really satisfying because even the game I played today, it was I ended up winning the game, but we hit so many pop outs back and forth. It makes it so you don't really have to be that afraid pitching. And I'm really glad that it's back like this. I'd much rather play a game that ends up 11-9 because we're putting the PCI on the ball than 3-2 where we're squaring them up and you don't really know if it's going to be good or weak. One thing I really noticed with good or weak too is if you swung at the first pitch, it seemed to be good weak more often as well. But there was patch 1.10, patch 1.11, good 104. I'm not too sure exactly what they're showing on that. I think the ball looks like a little bit lower. It says this is a singular example of how good PCI placement is rewarded more in patch 1.11. In the example from the 1.10 patch, Eric Hosmer generated a hard grounder hit type as noted in the middle line of the white debug text to the left of the swing analysis feedback. In the example from the 1.1 patch, Eric Hosmer generated a line drive hit as noted in the middle of the white debug text. Additionally, if you look at the last line of debug text in the 1.1 patch example, you can see the change in action. Hosmer would have hit a hard grounder, but due to good user inputs, he generated a better hit type line drive. Fixed an issue with outfielders jogging after balls coming to a rest. This usually occurred when the ball was hitting the gap or after a miss where the outfielder had to chase it down near the wall. This was definitely whenever a player was going up next to the wall, that's what it was. One of the big issues with walking to the ball. It was all screwed up next to the wall, so it's good to see that fixed. Look at him sprint to the ball. Nice, and like that's great. That like, isn't this amazing? Like, if you've been playing the game for a while, seeing these kind of patch notes are just fantastic. Seeing these gifts, this is incredible. I cannot stress enough how great this is. This is amazing. Double play urgency improvements. You know, if your guy's about to get into that double play, always make sure you hit the right stick to try to take them out. But they're gonna have a little bit more urgency because you really can't do that anymore. Obviously, in the MLB, that you'll be like. Automatically out or what have you after that Chase Utley slide, but it seemed like that was still a part of things. Like I could still like slide into the guy or whatever. So it's good that they took that out. Further corrections to the HR ground rule double calls when balls were hit to very specific locations with certain stadiums, mostly near or around the foul poles. Improved first base efficiency on throws to home. The patch is going to drop pretty much like at 3 in the morning Pacific time, so it's going to drop while everyone's going to sleep tonight, but should be ready to go tomorrow. They're doing some server maintenance also right now, so the game should be down as I'm putting out this video. And there's also a patch 1.1 discussion thread that goes live shortly after the patch is deployed, so check that out. And I can put the link in the comment section below. So this is a good sign. Like I said, I mean, they're trying to fix things to get the game to play how we want it to play, and that makes me very happy. It's going to be more rewarding. It's good. It's good across the board. It's good for highly skilled players, for lower skilled players. I think it's still good because when you're going to be able to like practice and get better at the game. I love the patch notes. I love how they're rolling these out. I love how they're addressing the problems. Will it work? That's still something we have to test out. You know, that's still something that's obviously you can't for sure say that it's going to work, but they're trying to make it work and they're trying to get it better and they're giving details about it. All I can say when it comes to this, when it comes to this kind of effort and this kind of blog, all I can say is like it's a huge step in the right direction, and I'm very happy they're doing it, and I really hope that it works out so the game is more enjoyable before we get the Immortals and stuff like that. So, yeah, I hadn't been doing as many patch videos this year, and I need to start doing more of them so you guys can kind of get my opinion on those. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Are you guys excited about the patch? Leave that down in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like, hit that notification bell. And until the next video, guys, thank you so much for watching Movie Gaming TV. I'm out. Peace.